up, Queen City? We're back at it Saturday evening. Weigh-in for the Western Event 3, Lake Fontana, presented by Big Adventures and Dream Catchers. And it was a fun day for a handful of anglers. There were plenty of limits caught, just not a lot of very, very big fish caught. From my understanding, it was extremely hot. Clarity on the lake was extremely high, obviously making for some tougher conditions. But regardless, we have all of our caching anglers backstage right now, excited to talk to you all about their day. From my understanding, we have some anglers who really enjoyed being on Lake Fontana. The scenery, the change of environment, it's a different body of water than, say, your Lake Norman. So it is an event that I do currently have penciled in for the 2024 season. So hopefully we can have a discussion if we need to go back there next year. But I do think we will go back. Overall, I only judged about 105 fish, I think it was today. I have the stats right here. 104 fish. So we had 33 anglers. 104 fish came across Tourney X today. We had 17 limits and only 8 skunks. So like I said, there were a good bit of people, 50% of the field were able to put a limit in there. We just didn't see any true mountain giants today. But I do want to thank you all for being not only here, but fishing the event and watching what Ryan and I had to say the other night about all of the different scenarios on how to get into the championship. And today made it even a little bit crazier. So Ryan took a few minutes and updated the standings, so I had them for you tonight. So we're going to congratulate all of our caching anglers. We're going to show off the trophies. We're going to talk about their day. And then we're going to share the new standings and see where everybody's sitting. And I think it's going to get even crazier as we approach the mountain mix-up in October. So let's get straight to it. With 33 anglers, we're paying back 4 anglers today. We're going to start with our small bass winners, and we're going to bring them both on the screen at the same time today. So we're going to bring on Mr. John House, and we're going to bring on Hands-On Adventures, Huggy Bear, Dustin Hug. You guys are equally terrible at fishing.
Yes.
And you each put in a 6.75-inch monster today. So you guys are going to split the $110, so $55 each. So you turned your 5 into 55, and this piece of hardware goes home with Dustin today due to his higher finish in 21st place. So congratulations to both of you. John, we'll start with you. Tell us how you caught that monster and what you first thought when you bit it.
Well, to be quite frank with you, it shouldn't have ate it. It was a 4-inch finesse worm on a drop shot. Little guy was hungry, but no, it was. I came up with this on this clay bank, and honestly, I was only headed there for just say nature called in a way that you can't relieve yourself on a kayak. So I was just like, well, before I roll up on this bank, let me throw this worm over there, see if there's a fish, and caught that guy, and then did what I had to do. So,
hey, that piece of nature won you $55 today. Not bad.
There you go. So, other than that, it was a struggle bus all day for me. But
well, I know it's give or take 4 hours from the part of the state where we live. I do appreciate you making the trip. I know it was a last-ditch effort for you to try to get in a TOC, and I mean, you finished 20. I have it up. I think you finished like 23rd. So, if you finished 23rd out of 100, you would have been happy with those points. So it's the same amount of points. You did what you had to do, and we'll see where you land here in a little while.
Yeah, it was just a big relief to get the one. So
absolutely. Well, Huggy Bear, tell us about your monster today, man. Congratulations on another small bass victory and another piece of hardware for the wall.
I got tired of people taking it from me. Listen,
this is kind of what you do. Like, this is what I know you for.
I think I set the state record for undersized fish caught today.
Oh,
and like me having the Panoptics is the worst thing because I can watch the fish, and I'm trying to pull my shaky head or my Ned, whatever I'm using, away from them as to prevent this. And I guess I just didn't see the fish that bit, so he got yoked in the boat and got submitted. So, but the 19 1/4 I caught came on the exact same bait that fish came on. And I was doing the same thing. I was pulling my bait away from a little worm goblin, and I must have hit that 19 in the head with it because he grabbed it and took off with it.
That's what I was going to say. You had a couple decent fish. I'm going to pull up the standings right now, but you had a couple decent fish, and then you snuck that little one in there late. And, you're getting most of your money back. I know Fontana wasn't a crazy drive for you, so hopefully you had some fun, another piece of hardware, and you got some very valuable points today, sir.
Yeah, and I think I'd have done a little better if I hadn't made the rookie mistake with the fish on the boards. I ain't had a fish jump off my board in years. And first fish I caught was a 17-inch smallmouth. Right in the water it went.
So if you would have, do you want to know the heartbreak? If you would have measured that 17, you would have been all the way up to 17th place instead of 21st place. Not that huge of a difference.
I'm putting that money towards Murray. I'm focusing on that now. So
awesome. Well, you finished 21st. You got the plaque. You got $55. Thanks for being here. I hope you're enjoying the Western Division, and hopefully we can bring it back for you next year.
Love it. Let's do it.
All right, Dustin. Talk to you soon, buddy. John, thanks for being here, bud, and we'll see you at the Emerald event.
Sounds good, buddy.
Later, guys. All right, so our Aaron's Base Small Bass winner, 6.75, splitting $110 today, and Dustin going home with the hardware. So congratulations to those guys. Next up on the awards, we're paying top 4 today. So in 4th place, going home with $100 with a limit of 66.5 inches, anchored by the big bass of the event at 19.5 inches, Mr. Pastor Mike. What's up, bud? How are you, man?
I'm wore out. How are you doing?
I'm tired of looking at the computer. So you're going to go home with a little bit of framed certificate today, and you're going to take home the catch coin for your big bass of the day for a total of $230. Not bad.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
So what'd you catch the big one on, man?
So I got to get credit to my buddy Jeremy. Me and him fished together most of the day, and I watched him catch most of his fish. But I rode the struggle bus most of the day. I didn't catch my last keeper until late in the day, and then I had I think it was 60 and some change limit, and then Jeremy told me a couple fish that he missed. He said they were fighting over his bait, a couple 20 inches. So I went back to the tree where he missed them at, and was fortunate enough to catch one of them. It was the 19.5-inch spot.
Well, hopefully his Wi-Fi is still messed up and he's not listening right now. I'm looking at his face as he listens to the story.
I was on the phone with him when I got it on. I got on my GoPro, but I was on the phone when I hooked it. Me and him both couldn't believe it.
So, how far are you from Fontana up there in Canton?
I am about an hour, about 55 minutes.
So we'll call this a home lake event for you then, for sure.
Yeah, I've never fished in kayak. I've been in a bass boat a couple times, and but it's a tough lake. It really is. That's why I don't fish it a lot. It is a grind.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, you did what you had to do today. You turned 65 or technically $75 into 230. Some fancy hardware for the wall.
I caught the big, by the way, on a swim bait.
Swim bait. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You got some very valuable points today, so congratulations. I don't know off the top of my head where you're sitting for the TOC, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. And
what was crazy is I caught 2 fish early on a fluke, and then I went in a dry spell. I went back to a spot that I know that has some grass, and I caught one on a frog, and then I rode the struggle bus the rest of the day until, I don't know what time I caught that big one. It was like
you caught it pretty late.
Yeah.
So you caught 2 on a fluke, then on a swim bait, some frog fish. I mean, you sounds like the definition of junk fishing, if you ask me.
I junk fished, buddy.
So you caught this fish with 24 minutes left in the event.
Yes. And I think there's a 16 1/4 I caught right before that filled my limit.
You caught that one. It was a 16.5.
Yeah.
Nope, that's the wrong time.
And actually, I actually had to go to a bridge, and I caught that one using live scope, 30 foot of water, just to salvage a day. But
so your 14 and a quarter came at 1:40 p.m. So you had a late flurry there to jump up the board and take home some good money today. So, like I said, congratulations. You are another story of never give up, and I like those stories because there are people here who need to hear that on a consistent basis, and you're proving it every month.
Vinny, I'm a firm believer, man. You got to cast to the last. I know a lot of guys, they pack their stuff up and make the trip back, with it 30, 45 minutes left. I'm a firm believer to cast till the last minute.
I'm the same way. I've caught so many late fish that jump you up, 10 spots in the standings, and at the end of the year, those 20 points that day didn't matter are the reason you make it in or don't make it in. So,
like last year, remember that Jordan event? I caught that. I think it was 18 and a half with like 8 minutes left. So you gotta fish till the end. I mean, I know you're tired and stuff, but if you want to make TOC and do good, that's kind of the way I push myself and just fish to the bitter end.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, thanks for being here, buddy. Enjoy your evening. Rest up.
For another good event, man. Thank you for what you're trying to do in the mountains. And I wish we had more dedication. I really do. But I really appreciate you.
Look, when we started it, I put a goal of 30 together. I thought that was pretty realistic. So I can't be mad at it. I thought James was a little low because it was James. Today, I thought was a little high. I thought we were going to be in the 15 to 20. Yeah. I'm not going to lie about it.
Wondering earlier in the week, I was like, man, honestly, I thought to myself, it's kind of embarrassing.
Well, it's one of those things. We don't know unless we try it. So I'm not mad at it. I hope Big Adventures is happy with the turnout. I hope you guys are shopping at Big Adventures and going in there and letting them know that you're there because of Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing. And, we'll see where we end up for 2024. I currently have, all right, there's 29 people watching. I currently have 4 schedules in my Excel spreadsheet. So we, wait, let's have just a little more fun. I don't think we've ever done this one. Have we done this one, Mike? So, we got 4 schedules typed out. There's still some detail work that needs to happen behind the scenes. So as long as everything works out the way it is supposed to, then I plan on giving you guys 4 different series next season. And that was the goal this year, and I'm going to make it happen in 2024. So excited that you guys are coming, even if it's only 33 of you. My goal, my thing that I've said since day one is I'm not going to worry about who doesn't come. I'm going to worry about the guys who are there. I'm going to give them the best experience. And if you missed out, you missed out. If you chose to fish for less money somewhere else, then that's the choice you made. So, you're going home with $230 today with a late flurry and very valuable points. And I'd be shaking your hand if you were in my man cave with me. But I will see you at the Emerald event, I imagine.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Vinny. Appreciate all you do, buddy.
Later, Mike.
Bye.
Awesome. So jumping up the list now. I know this angler is going to be very, very excited. Not that anglers are never upset to be here on a podcast or whatever we want to call this, but this angler has texted me numerous times this season, pre-lines in. So that's usually 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m., whatever time it is, just thanking me for being his director and giving him the opportunities to fish and pushing him to be the best angler he could be and telling him how much of a chance he has at the TOC, and that should be his goal all year. So in third place with 67 and a quarter inches, losing the tiebreak for second place with an 18 and a quarter inch kicker, going home with $400 and the points he needed, Mr. Drew Steele. What's up, buddy?
Man.
You did it. I know it's not the first place one, and I know there's always that 1 second of disappointment that it's not the first place one, but take in the fact that you're getting some hardware, a very, very nice payday, 290 points, which is at the end of the day is the biggest thing. And if you're going to start crying, I'm going to take me off the camera because I'm not going to be able to handle it.
Whew.
That's okay, buddy. I'd be hugging you if we were in person. Listen, I'm very, very happy for you. I gotta hold it together too now.
It's yeah, man.
Tell us about it. Who do you want to thank? I know the shirt you're rocking right now, so a little bit of Big Adventures action.
First, first things first, man. It's definitely been a rough, challenging year. And I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the cat out of the bag. There's been 2 to 3 different times I've almost called it quits this season.
I would go whatever the word is that's right past almost. That you were there. Like when I got to make a phone call, like, "Hey, dude, I'm not approving your post." That's past almost.
And I guess it I don't know. It boils down to doubt myself, and that's kind of the goal that I had today. Was of course it's cool to prove stuff to your buddies and all your friends that you meet through fishing, man. But today was about me. And I don't even, I know that probably sounds slightly, condescending, but it was a deal I made with myself. First and foremost, it was roughly 3.5 hours from my driveway to the boat ramp that I chose. I laid down probably about 11 o'clock last night. I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning, got in the van, and actually picked a ramp on the way up there. Drive it. Yeah, I know I shouldn't be on my phone. But I mean, flip of a coin, if you will. And if I don't know, I just told myself if I was gonna, commit, I was gonna commit 110%. Today is actually the most focused, the most I don't know, man. I found my zone and I stuck in it all day long. I actually found a pattern within 30 minutes after line's in.
So let me ask you a question, Drew. Did you watch the live we did with Austin the other night?
I watched it 2 nights prior. So I watched I watched it last night. Yeah.
So he said this is a pattern lake. He said if you can find your pattern, you're going to be good.
Exactly. And I tested that theory, and here I am.
Yeah,
so, but yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's surreal, brother. It's surreal.
So when I put the schedule together earlier in the year, obviously I knew the South would be for guys like you, right? We catered the South for us South Carolina guys. And then you ended up having a shot here in the West. And I think today, I don't want to say you sealed your deal, but you made a strong argument that you belong in the TOC through the Western Division. So that's pretty awesome. You are going to have to make one more trip west just to make sure. But is this your highest finish ever? Or I know it is in Queen City, but is it ever?
No, I have one back in the Palmetto days.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure.
To be honest, man, I had that, I'm still in shock because I do not look at the standings during a tournament.
Good.
I break my focus on my own. I don't need any help. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I do not look at the standings. I submit my fish, and the second that it says, submission accepted, or whatever it says, I can't think right now. Whatever it says, the second that I see that and know that it did submit, I had signal, all that good stuff, phone goes right back in my PFD, and I'm right back fishing. I don't waste any time. Man, I can't read those comments right now, y'all.
Oh, you're good. I'm throwing him up there. A lot of way to goes. A lot of congratulations. He seems like you have a little following here. So huge shout out from me. Huge shout out from all my. I know Blaine is happy as hell for you. I'm sure one of these is his. If he would learn how to use StreamYard, that'd be great. But yeah, dude, congrats. 400. You were tied. I know this is probably a little like knife in the gut, but you were tied for second place. You had a 18 and a quarter, and
Small
you needed
mouth.
to have an 18 and a half.
It was 18 and a quarter smallmouth. Let's go ahead and point that out there too.
All
Yeah.
right, let's do it. I probably can't really show it, but there it is. Let's see if I can get the world to see it. It's tough.
Okay.
It'll be live as soon as we're done.
Right. Last little bit, and then I'm going to let you roll on. I don't want to hold everybody up. I do want to give a shout out to obviously Bonafide Kayaks. I could not do it without the P127. And of course, Yak Attack. That's, I mean, everybody, can have their own opinion, man, but they're the best accessory maker there is. If you haven't, give them a try, yakattack.us. Honestly, this one was, like I said, for myself, definitely for my two daughters, Jaden and Dawson. Honestly going to use some of this money to take them back to Carowinds next
Yo, you
week.
gotta holler at me when you do that. I was just about to say that. I live like right here. Let me know when you
go. Next Saturday, we're going to be there. So,
what's that? The 12th? We got the Jets Panthers game.
Okay, well, we can change it to Sunday. I'll holler at you about that.
Yeah, we'll talk. How old are your daughters?
7 and 10.
Cool. Mine's 11. Perfect.
Oh yeah, they're little divas. I'm sure they'll. But thank you, Vinny. Also shout out to my buddy Alex. You know who you are. Open doors. Didn't know him before this season. Made a post, and we're best buds now. And also to my boys Benji and Kyle and Doug for literally blowing my phone up today.
Doug King.
Yeah, tell him, just whatever you're doing, brother, keep doing it. That's what I did, man. But yeah, again, thanks, Queen City. Thanks, Benny. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Blaine. Thanks, Big Adventures. Yeah, man. Thanks, everybody.
Well, again, congratulations. We'll get you your hardware at the Emerald event if you come through, and you'll get paid tonight.
Awesome.
Later, brother.
Later.
Oh, man, I love seeing an angler get so excited for a big cash. He's been working hard all year. I'm going to shout his teammate out. His teammate did well today on Lake Norman. I want to say top 5. So congrats to Alex. That's who he shouted out. They partnered up this year in our Rock Outdoors team division, and they're making some noise. All right. So with our other 67 and a quarter inch bag anchored by an 18 and a half incher. So taking the big bass tie break by a quarter inch, going home with a nice payday of $615, Mr. Caleb Crawford. What's up, buddy?
What up?
Why you trying to be like me, son? Why you trying to be like me?
Look
at that bad boy right there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Are you going to get emotional too, or are you just going to be happy?
Man, he about made me emotional, man.
I about got teared up. I was going to take myself off the screen, man. Man, listen, I know I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think this is your highest finish ever, correct?
It is.
Congratulations. That's a big payday, man.
Thank you.
Big payday. Congrats. Well, tell us all about it. So I know, obviously, you're wearing a Western Division jersey like I am.
Yep.
So where do you live?
I live in Silva, North Carolina.
Okay, so how far is that from Fontana?
It's about 30 minutes.
Home lake, baby, built for you, man.
Well, I mean, if I ever made it down there to fish, it might be my home lake. I normally go up to Glenville, but yeah, it's always been a tough lake, and I just never make it down there for some reason. But
That's the funny thing. When we put this on the schedule, I was like, even the guys who live in the mountains, they don't really fish this lake a lot. So this really is going to be a free for all, and you're literally the definition of that. I mean, you live there, you don't fish it. I'm sure you shop at Dream Catchers because they're in your tent.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Supporting who's there it is, baby. You know, we got Austin out there today, which was cool. He fished all day long. He put a limit in. I hope he had a good time. I'm going to catch back up with him either tonight or tomorrow. But what'd you catch your fish on? What'd you catch your kicker on? Because that was the one that gave you second over third.
Yeah, so today's one of those days that looked really good on paper. If you'd have been there with me, it didn't look that great.
Four fish.
I actually caught 5 and one didn't measure. But this morning I thought I found a little whopper plopper pattern, and that fell apart on me about 9 o'clock. From 9 till I think about 12:30, I didn't have a bite. Wow. And I just kept going, and I had made my way all the way back up to where one of the creeks feeds into the lake, and there was a big log jam right there, and it was about 10 feet of water. I said, well, let's just pull out the old stick bait and go through here, and that's what I caught my 3 biggest ones on. I found the shady side, and they were just sitting in about 4 foot of water in the shade.
Wow. So you had an 18 and a half, a 17 and 3/4, and a 17. And if you could have just found a little upgrade to get rid of that 14, you wouldn't be on screen just yet. But
yeah, kind of goofed. Me and you talked earlier. I had to leave where I was catching those to be able to call you because I couldn't remember when submission was, and I was 3.5 or 4 miles away from the ramp. So I knew I needed to, I couldn't remember that it was 2 hours to get them in instead of just 1. So if it was 1, I knew I needed to haul. Yeah. But I think if I'd have stayed in there, I might have been able to catch one, but that's one of those fishing stories you will never know. And I'm perfectly all right with it.
Yeah. You know, so for people who are listening, we added an extra hour because we knew service was definitely going to be rough. And because it was a virtual event, we didn't have a venue. It was no big deal, right? Add an hour. For future guys, if you ever get caught in this situation, just screenshot all this stuff on Friday night. Have the times in and out. They're in your email, but if you can't get to your email, so screenshot them so you know, because if Caleb could have stayed where he was, he could have went home with a little bit more money today. And but it's all good. It worked out. I'm glad it didn't cost you, overall cashing, but you got some huge points. I don't know off the top of my head where you're sitting, but we're going to find out here in a little bit. And congrats.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We're going to see you at the Emerald event?
I don't know whether I'll make it to the Emerald event.
Okay.
I'll be, what's next after that? Wiley?
We go to Murray on the 9th.
Murray.
September 9th.
Yeah. I should be at Murray.
Cool. Well, congrats again. Cool. Good seeing you, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Later, buddy. And that leaves one with a 1.5-inch victory today. 68 3/4 with an 18 1/4-inch kicker, followed by a 17 1/2, a 16.75, and a 16.25, taking home $1,050 for first place and $540 for the elite victory, going home with a total of $1,590. No introduction is needed. Back to back, Mr. Mountain Boy Heath. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Got your service working?
Yeah, I had to do with a hotspot.
Oh, they make those up there in the mountains?
Nice.
This is the one you like right here, right?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty.
I know you got a pile of them. I'm going to come over and just hang them for you one day.
I don't think the wall's big enough.
Okay, take it easy. Listen, dude, you did it again. This is a very, very competitive club. You've been dominating for a few years now. to go back to back, no matter where it is, what size of the event, is very, very impressive. So I know you're a mountain boy. Tell everybody where you really do live, how far Fontana is, and break it down for us.
I live in Hendersonville, and I am 2 hours from Fontana.
So although you are a mountain boy, still a little bit of a hike.
I've never fished Fontana until today.
Oh, my God. You're just going to make everybody hate you.
Oh, and then last night, I smashed my finger between the trailer and the ball, like gushing.
I thought you got finned when I saw that on your hand today.
No, it was way worse. Oh, you
Man.
should have seen me with a spinning rod. I was like,
I'm getting caught on a tape.
it was bad, dude.
Well, tell us about it, man. What'd you catch them on? How'd your day go?
Oh, well, my day was fun. Caught a lot of fish. I mean, it was pretty steady all day. I started off the morning catching them on a spinnerbait. We had a pretty good breeze this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it drew in a spinnerbait bite. When things started to calm down and get a little hot, I picked up the topwater, got on a good topwater bite. That continued almost all day.
Oh, man. So not only did you win, but you did it on topwater?
No, it was a blast.
So you ended up putting in 8 fish today. I'm sure you caught more than that, but
oh yeah,
you ended up putting in 8 fish through Tourney X today. It's 4 plus 4. Everybody else really is like 4 or 4 plus 1. So you definitely had yourself a day, man. And another $1,600 on top of the $2,600 I gave you last weekend or 2 weekends ago. So
yep, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
you are killing it, man. Obviously, we know you're going to be in the TOC, and you will be a threat in the TOC. I think you have a little bit of history on Wiley, so I know you're excited for that one.
Oh yeah,
but
I want that trophy.
We got to get it made. We don't know if we're doing like the stripper LED lights again or what we're doing. We got it's that set of trophies is still in design mode right now.
Nice.
I don't know. Do you want that one? Should we do the big LED one?
Do something creative. Make it unique.
I hope Tim is listening. Something creative. Tim is our TOC design plaque guy. So
have fun, Tim.
We'll have to see what he comes up with. But so who do you want to thank, man? I know obviously I see that fancy logo you got on your chest. So
oh yeah. I want to thank the Lord first and foremost. We all had a good, safe day. I want to thank you guys for all of this. I mean, all that hard work gives us the platform and the way to do something we love to do. And, sometimes make a little cash on the side.
Or a little more, a little more than a little cash.
I want to give a shout out to my kids, Braxton and Kylie. I got a shout out to my mom.
Right there on screen.
Oh yeah. And then I'd like to give a shout out to Native Watercraft, Big Adventures, Dream Catchers. Who else? Oh, True South Custom Lures. They helped me today.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they always help me.
They got some good stuff.
They do.
Well, it's awesome to see a Big Adventures unofficially representative taking home the Big Adventures events in the West. I want to give a huge shout out, along with everything that you said, to Austin and Mike Neary for being here. Hopefully they had fun and they want to come back again for this event. But guys, even if we're not fishing Fontana and you're up in the mountains, that needs to be the shop that you are visiting. And if it's not, you need to go to Big Adventures. They have a huge selection now of tackles and supplies on top of kayaks. So check them both out. They are your mountain supply for everything you need. And Jay, I'm going to let you run, but we're going to jump into these standings. So hang out and see where you lie. Although we probably know. I know work's kind of in the way and you may not make it to the Emerald event, but I hope to see you here. And if you need a roof the night before, just let me know.
Appreciate it, buddy.
We'll talk soon. Congrats.
Thank you, bud.
Later, buddy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for our caching anglers today. We're used to paying In our trail events, we're paying, 12, 13 people out. Today, top 4 got paid. Small bass got split. So 6 different people went home with money. We paid out a lot of money. We always throw extra money in the purse. So if you're ever looking at it and you're like, man, where'd all that extra money come from? For a mountain event, we throw a minimum of $500 on top of the purse. So that's why Jeremy was able to go home with almost $1,600 today. All right, let's pull up these standings. I'm going to share my screen like we did last time. I will say that there is still one more mountain event, so things are definitely going to change. But the big part of this conversation is there's still 3 more main events. So what you're hoping for, if you're outside of the yellow highlights here or the green highlights, is that those anglers above you qualify in the main series. So when we pull it up, if you look over to the right, you'll see where those anglers are qualified in the main right now, and that's what you're hoping for. So let's get this pulled up. All right, here we go. So hopefully everybody can see that. So Bennett fished today. He has 3 events in. He is currently still leading the West. So it does not matter. Wherever Bennett finishes, it does not matter. He is strike through because he's currently sitting 10th in the main, and he is already 100% qualified in the main because he has won Lake Hartwell. So as soon as he fishes one more main event, we can ignore Bennett's name, although I know he is chasing the first place trophy in the West. So congrats to him. Even though he didn't cut a check today, he did pretty well. And then you can see where some things changed. Right below him, Steven Stockinger, Drew Steele, and Corey Racer made a name for themselves today, putting in their 3rd Western event and bringing them in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, currently qualified for the 2023 TOC. Right below them, Ryan Washington, sitting in 5th place, is in the fish-off, which means he'll have an opportunity to qualify for the TOC there. And then we're going to skip a whole bunch of spots and get all the way down to 11th place, Chuck Farmer, who didn't have a great day today, but is still sitting where he needs to be with only 2 sets of scores for qualifying for the fish-off. Now, if we jump back up to the top, Steven Drew and probably not, I don't know. Corey is in and out of the mains, so I don't know how many more he's going to fish. But Steven and Drew still have an opportunity when the drops hit to jump up the main standings. So they really could qualify in the main, which would put Ryan and Chuck Farmer in the TOC and then bring John and Dustin into the fish-off. So really, we're looking all the way down to about 15th right now to have an opportunity to get into the fish-off. And if you even look at where Wes and Dustin are sitting in the main and John, they all have a chance to qualify in the main, which brings us even lower to 16th and 17th. So as important of an event that we said this was, the event that's coming in October, the Mountain Mix-Up, is even bigger because you're going to get a drop now. So if you have a 0, we're going to erase your 0. We're going to keep your top 3. By that point, we'll have a better view of what's going on in the main series. So the people who did well today, congratulations. You put yourself in a strong position for that TOC. Steven, Drew, Corey, I know you guys are pumped up. You're sitting there with a chance to fish a 2-day tournament on Lake Wiley for, we keep saying $15,000. We may come up a little bit short, somewhere in the $14,000 range, but regardless, first place is going to be over $6,000, $8,000 for free. A free 2-day event. A lot of sponsors support that event. So keep grinding. Let's fish that mountain mix-up. Let's see what these next 3 main events bring. We're going to Murray. Corey said he's got 2 more to go to get his 6. You don't need 6. You need 4. So we count 7. So 6 doesn't mean anything. So it would be 7 if you're going to qualify through the main, and it would be 4 if you're going to qualify through the West. So we have the Emerald event coming August 19th. We did a big live on that the other night. It's on the website. It's posted on the page. Me, Mary, and Brian watch that so you know what's going on for the charity event. And then we're going down to Lake Murray with Visit Lake Murray Country. And we're going to hit up Lake Murray for a big September 9th grind. I mean, it could be so good. You could get that late summer topwater bite mid-lake, or you could end up going up to the river, fishing some cooler water. You can get down by the dam and fish some cleaner water. You could find some grass, some docks. Murray is such an amazing fishery, and I'm excited to go down there in September. So let's see where these drops start kicking in and what these people are going to do in the main event. But like Ryan and I said the other night, this is no time to quit. This is the time to put your foot down on the gas and go for it. It's wide open. It's wide open. Don't worry about the guys who are auto-qualified and are sitting top 10. We're not worried about them. We know they're going to qualify. You know they're going to qualify. It's the guys from 15 through 30, so we'll include the fish off in that. 15 through 30, that's where you're looking. There's going to be a ton of movement there. Same thing with the West. There's going to be a ton of movement. The South, there'll be some movement when we end the season on Santee. It won't be as much. It's a little clearer in the South. But hell, we're going to Santee in October. Who doesn't want to go down and do that? So I'm excited. The last stretch here, the home stretch of the 2023 season, is going to be a fun one. I want to thank everybody who's involved, starting with Native Watercraft, Boondocks, Big Adventures, Academy Sports and Outdoors, every single sponsor that's on that banner, every single angler who supports Queen City, even the people who watch from afar are excited about what's coming in 2024. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Congratulations again to our Lake Fontana caching anglers, and I hope you all have a great evening. If you need anything, just send me a message, hit me up, but we'll be back at it August 19th with the Emerald Charity event. Have a great night, guys.